information comes into each branch table, each sales by branch, it's going to flow directly into that consolidated table. I'm not going to do that, just wanted you to know that that's what that does. Then if I go to transform, we're already familiar with use first row as header. What about group by? So though group by is something that you might not want to use on your raw data, except if you are connecting to a really large table from SQL or some other data source, and you don't really need granular data. So you just want to bring in like some already uh, already summarized version of the data. So that's where you might use it. But if in case you're okay with the data already coming into Power BI, which I already have brought in the data into Power BI here, you might not want to, because you lose flexibility. But then let me just illustrate what it does. Once you know what it does, I leave to you the choice of using it or not. So if I want to group sales by branch and pizza, and then maybe by quantity, right? So I do group by, and then it's going to ask me by what. So I'm going to say, let me do advanced, because I think I would like to add more than one. So by branch, I also want to add by pizza, which is like product. Then I want it to do not count, you should do like a summation. So you should do total quantity for me. So a summation on the quantity. So maybe this is what I want. This is good enough for illustration. You can add more if you want to also say count of sales, whatever you want, you can keep adding. So I'm going to stop at this and do OK. And you'll see what will come out. So it's doing the aggregation. It's a fairly large table. It's about 1 million rows of information. So let's just hold on a bit for it. And voila, it's done, right? So you see what it has done. It has created all the branches by products and the total quantity, right? And if you want something else, so let's say for the sales target, maybe what I want is it should do by target by just month, year month, and that should be total target, and that should sum up for the target field, and I do OK. See? Alright, so that's what it does. I'm going to cancel that step because I don't need that. I'm going to cancel. Oh, I need to remake that. This is pizza. So that brings me to one thing you find annoying here. You can't undo. Once you cancel a step here, that's it. You can't undo the cancellation. So that's what has happened to me now. I canceled more than what I should. So I'm going to also undo that group here because I don't need grouping. Then if you want to transpose, you already know what transpose means, like kind of turn the table 90 degrees. Huh? If you want to reverse the arrangement of the rows, if you want to just do a count, if you want to change the data type, so anything you pick, you can also change the data type, though I think it's faster from here. But then again, that's what this does. If you want to replace some values, so if you want to look for all the ones and replace it with, with discounted sales and tools and replace it with, so if you have cases where you want to replace some things with more descriptive words, or replace some things just because maybe there was a product that used to be called Midza, and then now the name has been changed to something else, and you want to replace all the Midza to be something else. This is a very good thing to use. We already use field. Pivot column. You see this on pivot we did here. If you have a case where yours is already like this and you want to move it out, that's where we do this pivot column. So if you pick pivot column, so you want to pick by pivot by what, like make into columns what I want to turn the pizza into columns. okay, wait, the values. So I want to turn the pizza into column. That's already picked anyway. That's this already. So it's the value column. So I want to turn the target is the value, right? And I do okay. And are you familiar with this? So this was what we had before. So in case the table you brought in was already like this, and you prefer it to be like this, now you know how to achieve that. I'm going to remove that step. I don't need that. We already used the pivot columns. Move is just to rearrange. So maybe you want to move this to the left, you want to move it to the right. I like it where it was before. You can also drag. So convert to list, we are not going to use that. Split column, text to column in Excel. This is it in Power Query. You want to change the format, you want to extract uh, something, maybe you want to extract the first characters, the last characters, what's before the delimiter. So you get the whole idea. If you want to pass some values, so maybe you've brought in some JSON, some API coded, XML formatted, JSON formatted data, and you want to pass them. So this is a quick way to do that. So you can see it support XML and JSON. Okay, if you want to do some quick statistics, so all of these are kind of like around that quick statistics. And then this is if you want to change to date, and if you want to change to time, and if you want to well, for these structured columns, again, it's very a bit similar to what you have here, except that it does for like an entire structured column. So that is it, and I think I've not skipped anything. Okay, let me just talk about add column. If you want to add an extra column, maybe as we have USD exchange rate, we also want to add another currency, maybe pound. So I can say custom column, and the moment I do custom column, I can say maybe Great Britain's pound, and it allows me to reuse what I have here. I can say these, and maybe the exchange rate is 1.123, and if I do that, instantly I get, now I have the GB, the pound, the exchange rate, and you see what is showing here, right? In case yours is not showing, if you go to view, you can always enable the formula bar and you see it show. And also, if in case for any reasons you are not seeing this query side, you can always come here and enable it. So this one controls this one. This formula bar controls this. In case you do not see it in yours, is where you go. So anyway, why I talked about that is I wanted to let you know that you can also instantly modify stuff right from here. So maybe I forgot to add exchange rate. Now I can add it so that I keep a consistent naming to the header. So this will become USD exchange rate. This will become Great Britain's pound exchange rate. Okay, so that does this. I don't need this, so I'm going to remove that step. And that's these hard columns. And view, you already explained the key things. You can enable things you want to see and disable things you don't want to see. And there's something here that you will find interesting that we're going to use when we want to do the um, schedule refresh and want to configure gateway. You find it easy to pick, to see the entire M code. So this is called M code. So this is the Power Query, like the code behind all of these activities we've been doing. So if you are good with M code, I'm going to add the resource to you being able to understand M code and learn it, in a very easy way. So I'm going to add the resource for you, so you can go to this resource attached to this video lecture and download it. So sometimes I come here to pick this or pick something or change something, or instead of me fishing through the steps, or maybe the data has changed and your steps goes Power Query has this nasty way of just going showing an error sign here, caution sign here, when something has changed at the column level, or something that it needs that it was expecting and it has changed. So what I do is sometimes I come here, maybe it was column 4 that someone has renamed. I just come here and I make the update here, right? So that's one good thing about this advanced editor. So I'm going to that thing, make this for diagnosis. This is recently they added it, so you can do a test. That advanced editor I mentioned is also here, so you sometimes find it faster to access it from here rather than going all the way to tools. Okay, so that is it. not going all the way to view rather. So that is it for this video. See you in the next video where we're going to do some bit of DAX and some massaging of the data, right? So thank you.